Hi everyone, this is Krishna Vandanapu, a business applications MVP. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we will learn debugging and monitoring in Power Apps. As part of this video, we will learn what is debugging and monitoring, how to enable monitoring in Power Apps, how to debug a Power App in development, debugging a Power Apps running in production environment, collaborating with QA team to reproduce the error on a published app. Lastly, limitations in monitoring. The first thing we are going to learn here is debugging in Power Apps. If you see in Power Apps Maker Portal, there is no way I can initiate debugging by clicking on any of the options as part of the menu items. Neither I can use any of my functional keys on the keyboard to start the debugging, as the traditional way of debugging in Visual Studio is by clicking on F9. Because Visual Studio is a IDE which runs on top of a desktop, but in case of Power Apps Maker Studio, it runs in browser. When I click on functional keys on my keyboard, it runs against the browser, but it doesn't debug my code as part of my Power. Though we don't see the functional keys to debug the Power App, there are many ways to debug a Canvas app in Power Apps. The first approach is result preview. What is result preview is, in this screen, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to filter my gallery by the text provided as part of this text box. If I play this app, I see the result set which are starting with Power Automate. All the projects which are starting with Power Automate populated over here. If I say BI, I don't see any data here. But how do I know whether my code is running properly or not is what all about debugging. So how do I do that is select the gallery and see the formula what I am using as part of my gallery items. Select the formula and see there is a small drop down icon here. Click on that icon, which is what it shows you the result preview of our formulas. Now it clearly shows that we did not find any data for the given text. Let us see what do I get when I say Power, and select the formula again. And if you see here, now I can see the result preview. One quick note here is the result preview will show only top 10 records. So this is how we can quickly validate whether my formula is working or not with the help of result preview. This is one way of debugging whether my app is working as per the expectation or not. Second approach is add a label to ensure that our formula is working as expected by showing the result on top of a label. Now I have added a label. What I'm going to do is, whatever the formula we are using here, I'm going to add as part of my table text with a count rows of that filter. So what I'm planning to do is how many rows I'm getting as part of my filter I want to show here. For a while, let's not worry about delegation warnings because we are not focusing on delegation. We are all focusing about debugging. So as part of this debugging, I know that this filter query is giving 211 records. When I say BI, it is giving 0 records. When I say car, it is giving 236 records. So this is how I can ensure that my formula is working as expected or not. With the help of label, not only filter or count rows, I can do if conditions also. Any conditional statement, say like now if I say 7 greater than 2, which is a true case, so I see the result as true. And if I say same thing as 7 greater than 2, it is a false case, so I see the immediate result as false, which means that if I am writing a complex if conditions, and if I want to ensure that the if condition is right or wrong, the quick way to debug that if condition is copy that if condition and put it as a part of text value for a label, which eventually show whether it is resulting a true value or a false value. The third approach is notify or alert along your series of actions. What does that mean is, if you see here, I have added a button. In this button, I have a series of actions I'm performing. First action what I'm performing is I'm creating a collection, and then I'm validating if the collection count is less than 200, I'm adding a record. And the third action what I'm doing is I'm updating the newly created record. So if I click on the button, expected behavior is it should first create a collection, count the collection count. If the count is 200 less than 200, then add a record and also update the record. Three actions I'm performing. Now if I play the app, click on add record, I don't see any interactive message. So formula is succeeded or not. There is no way I can do the debugging as we know. So in this approach, what I'm planning to do is I'm going to add a series of notifications or alerts between my actions. The first notification what I have added is completed collection creation, count equal to whatever the count it is. If the count is 200 less than 200, I want to add another alert stating that once the record is added, I'm going to say the user that record created successfully. Now I'm debugging my code by adding multiple notify so that I know till what extent my code got executed successfully. Now if I play the app now, click on add record, it showed me that completed collection creation and the count is 236. I know my if condition is less than 200, so though I close this, doesn't matter how long I wait, I don't see my next alert. If I change the same if condition as say then 1200, now if I click here, say add record, this time record created successfully because the other alert will be override by the latest alert. I know that now this time my code bypassed this notify and succeeded up to here. So this is how I can debug my code with the help of notify or alert in Power Apps. These are the three classic ways we can use to debug the code where it is success, where it is getting failed, so that we can easily update our code to ensure that user requirement is implemented. Now that we learned the debugging, let us learn what is monitoring, how monitoring is going to help the Power App maker when they're creating the apps. Microsoft has introduced monitoring in Power Apps back in October 2019. Where do I see that is when you see the left rail, click on advanced tools. If you see monitor, now it is general available. So what? I don't see any experimental or not. Earlier it used to show as experimental or preview. Early January 2021, Microsoft has announced general availability of monitor. Hazim had created this blog which explains all the various actions and activities we can perform as part of Monitor. As per Microsoft, Monitor is a tool that offers makers the ability to view a stream of events from a user's session to diagnose and troubleshoot the problem. I want to repeat the user session because the life of a monitor is only up to the user session or the session of the app. If I close the app or if user close the session, monitor cannot do any monitoring on the app. So monitor is only to diagnose the problems. Is there anything else I can do? Yes. There are many things I can do as part of monitor. They are as part of Canvas app. These are the various actions or events I can perform in Canvas app, and these are the 4 events I can perform as part of my model driven app, which clearly shows that monitor can be performed on Canvas app and model driven app also. Out of all these, I want to discuss few important ones. One is network events, how the network events can be monitored with the help of monitor, and how to use the trace as part of the monitor. These are the 2 things I want to discuss as part of this video. Before we learn monitoring, I want to tell you a very important note that monitor can be implemented on a non-published app, on a published app also. So in case of a non-published app, come to advanced tools and click on open monitor. This will help you to monitor a non-published app. If I want to monitor a published app, go to apps list, select the app, whichever the app you want to monitor, the published app, select that app, click on monitor. This will give you an option to monitor the published app. We will see that in a minute. First, let's learn how to monitor a non-published app. Now I am using the same gallery which we have used to learn the debugging. When I play the gallery, now if I see the monitor, Microsoft is giving a default metadata as part of monitor. Very important. Let me tell you each and every one. Category will show you what is the category of the monitor, whether it is a user action or a network action. Time will show you the timestamp, and duration will show you how long the operation took, and status will show you whether it is a success or a failure status. Control will show you what is the control the action invoked, or what is the control it is using to apply the data if it is a network call. Response size will show you how much is the size of the result set. Now that we know what is the metadata, let me play the app. When I say power, I know that it will filter my data. If I come back to my monitor, it clearly shows that first one is user selection. If you see, this is what I said, clearly shows what is the category is user action, and the second one is network, and operation is a select operation, and result is success, and the status is 200, which is a network call. The controls text search, gallery, text search. It clearly shows which control it is triggered from and each control it is going back to. And this is where we can see how long this operation took. This is the size of the data set. The beautiful part I like in monitoring is when I click the action and go to formula, it clearly shows against which formula this monitor is logging the event. And when I go to request, it clearly shows the request in a JSON format, and then clearly shows what is the method it is calling. It is a get and it is a API call to a SharePoint list. It clearly shows the SharePoint online. Come back to response. It shows you what is the response. Now I know the formula is filter, and formula filter will returns the data in a tabular format. So the result is in a tabular format. If I want to see the result in a more readable format, I can switch the result from table to JSON. Click on JSON. So when I expand the body, it shows you each and every list item, which is the item ID, title of the project ID, whatever it is. This key information I can see when I look at monitor. Now these are all out of the box monitoring actions. How I can add my own monitoring information and how I can see custom monitor actions as part of the monitoring tool. How I can do that is, if I see here, add record is performing multiple actions. Earlier we have debugged the code with the help of notify. Now let's do the same debugging with the help of function called trace. What the trace does is, trace will add an entry as part of monitor. Now to make a difference, I'm adding debug as part of my monitor comments. I'm adding the same debug here also, and I'm going to add one more debug or one more monitor log after I update the record. Now I have added 3 trace log events to see as part of my monitor. Now if I go and click add record, what is the expectation as per my code in this gallery, in this screen, is first one is to get the data, one network call, and the second network call should be my add a record, and third network call should be to update. So basically I should see only 3 network calls and 3 trace events. Let us see the reality. When I go here, my goodness, I can see so many network calls. I will tell you what it is. This is the call where I am getting my collection data, and then I am creating the collection. If you see the operation clear collect, and the category comes under function, it is neither network call nor a user action. It is a function call to create a collection, and then it is again a function call to add the trace log. It is the trace log. If you see, my custom monitor comment is added as part of my monitor list, and if you see here, it clearly shows like how many milliseconds it took for each and every call. It clearly shows which button the user selected. But in my gallery, all I have is gallery 1, but in my monitor I see gallery 1, gallery with join, gallery 2_2, gallery 1 again. So why I see this many number is, if I go back to my app, I have app with multiple screens, but each and every screen I have my gallery, and the results are from the same data source, which means that Power App refresh it cache and add the data into Power App cache as and when a new data got added into the data source. So this is a important thing we all have to learn is, when I add a new record to the data source, and if I am using the data source in the app in any other screen, it will refresh the data on the other screen also. So what, we can see the data immediately. So how do I filter out only my actions? Click on the drop down and say filter by, say contains, debug, apply. Now I can see only my custom monitor events. This is how I can debug my code at the time of non-published app. Now let us see how we can debug a published app and how we can coordinate with the testing team if the testing team logs any errors on our app. Before I publish the app, I want to update my logging event with username, because I want to coordinate with my testing team so that I know who is the user invoking this action. Now I have published my app. Now I will go to app list, select the particular app we want to monitor on, click on monitor. Now this time I'm going to say play published app. Soon I click on that play published app. It is prompting me that you are connecting to a monitor debug session. Those in the session will see events generated by the app, including any data. Just to underline that, including any data, because I can see the result set also. If the data is confidential, always remember to exclude the people who are not supposed to see the data. Okay, I navigated onto the same screen. We want to debug with the published app also. Now first step is, I'll say power. It got generated, and when I go to the debug, I can see the same number of calls. Now when I click on add record and I come back here, there you go. This time, and I go here and filter on the result info and say contains debug, apply. I can see my name. It is my session. Now I want to invite my testing member who is logging a bug on my app to see why he is experiencing that issue when he is running the app. How I can do that is with the help of connect user. I'll say connect user. Now I'm going to call my tester, who is none other than David Wilson. I clicked on David Wilson. Remember, we should not ask the user to run the app. We should provide this link, copy this link, because this link holds this monitor session. I'm going to open another browser with the session David. If you see, it is David Wilson. I am just navigating with the help of the same URL which I have copied from the monitor. When I come here, again it is prompting, hey boss, you are joining to a monitor debug. Are you willing to join? I'll say join. Again, though you say, it is again prompting that you are connecting to a debugging monitor. So just ensure. Now I'm going to perform the filter with David account. And also once I perform this filter, let me go back and see, clear the filter and see whether I see the new calls or not. Yes, I can see the new calls, which is get row, get count. And now I'm going to add a record from David account. It's like add record, it's got added. And when I come back here, it got added information on monitor. Now I'll say again filter my result with debug. Now I can see my information as well as David information also. This is how I can debug or monitor what is happening at the production environment or a test environment apps happily. This how I can ensure that, okay, this user account is not having access. This user account is not getting permissions to perform some action. I hope this monitoring will help you when you are doing the debugging on a published or production app. Few points we all have to remember before we implement monitoring in our environment is that monitoring also has some unsupported scenarios. These are all the unsupported scenarios, 4 canvas scenarios and 1 canvas and model driven scenario. So just be in note while proposing monitor at the time of debugging the production app or UAT app. As per Microsoft and Hazim, the new features which we could expect as part of this monitor is to monitor the variables and collections, and also adding a watch on variables. The way how we can add a watch in Visual Studio, they are going to implement watch even in Power Apps also. That is how we can perform debugging and monitoring on a Canvas app in both published and non-published versions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, add your comments, hit like, subscribe to my YouTube channel for all future notifications. This is my contact information. You can communicate with me on Twitter and LinkedIn. I can respond to you immediately. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.